Good afternoon, Lauren here with Twin Soul Tarot coming at you, talking about a universal basic income. The last 2 days I have discussed the universal basic income and the 3 arguments against a universal basic income, and debunked all the first 2 of the arguments, and now I'm going to be debunking the 3rd one today. So, all right, without further ado, let's get right into it. That is the article. The number 3 argument is the welfare state is not going to go anywhere. Well, I would have to say, well, yeah. No, it's not going to go anywhere. To completely eliminate the welfare state would mean we'd have to revamp the entire system and probably do away with money altogether. And that is for an entirely different topic. So let's go into the next part of the number 3 argument. The welfare state isn't going anywhere, and that is because there's no transitory plan in place. Well, yes, there is. There is a plan that has been started by Andrew Yang, and he wants to move toward a value-added tax would be the plan to fund UBI. He calls it a freedom dividend. And that value-added tax would not be on, is what he's saying is that would not be on basics such as food and gas and diapers, that kind of thing. Instead, it would be on the extras, anything that would be considered a non-necessity. So there is a plan in place, and this plan is being proposed by one man, Andrew Yang, who is an entrepreneur and a nonprofit owner, and has recently was on the ticket running for the president of the United States for 2021. All right, so also mentions that political suicide would be the result of that it would alienate the older crowd. Well, you always alienate somebody when you're proposing a new idea such as universal basic income, and so I just don't even think that that's really a legitimate argument. And if you do, be sure and leave a comment in the comments down below. All right, so also this article wants to point out that it would not calm the fears of people during the transitionary period. Anybody's going to be a little bit scared. Again, anybody's going to be a little bit nervous about something new. Well, the way we can calm the fears about something new is by trying the parallel of a universal basic income, which is to go forward with retroactive payments during COVID-19. If we had retroactive payments, then we could consider that a pilot project and take a look at that after it's already been distributed, and we can get from that idea a model of a universal basic income, and we can use that for that model. All right, so yeah. All right, so trying to get people transitioned off of the welfare system. Well, you're not going to need to get people transitioned off the welfare system because the universal basic income with the freedom dividend is not going to be a threat in any way to our present welfare system. Instead, like I said before, it's going to be based on a value-added tax. When you go to the grocery store, you're going to pay a few cents more for candy, for cigarettes, for alcohol, that kind of thing. Just like when I, in Washington, I helped collect signatures for a particular petition in Washington for an initiative. I think it was Initiative 502, if I remember correctly. And that was indeed to raise the taxes on candy and cigarettes. So in Washington, you will see a higher, even today, you will see a higher tax on candy, cigarettes, and alcohol. All right. So, let's see what else the arguments are in this article. And bear in mind, this is the 3 number 1 arguments against a universal basic income. Okay, that is that, saying that the welfare state is therefore highly unlikely the welfare state would simply cease to exist. Well, I think we already covered that, but the article mentioned it twice, so I mentioned it twice. And that is to debunk once again, we will never see an end to the welfare system. So we're not trying to say, we're not saying that a universal basic income is going to end the welfare system. Now, over the years, however, progressively, it will do a lot to reduce the need for welfare systems. And the reason being is because a social safety net, such as a freedom dividend, that has been set up in such a way where you can't fall through the holes the way that you can with all the social programs. And if, when you can fall through the holes in the social programs, well, like I was saying, progressively, there'll be much less need for social welfare programs, and I'm talking about over a long period of time. Figure it on being a long-term investment. Anybody who owns land, anybody who owns a home, knows and understands, or stock, knows and understands that these are long-term investments, and they are the number 1 investments that create wealth. So, and with that, people, if they've got a basic income coming in, are going to be able to more easily be able to invest in such as these. So, if anything, universal basic income is definitely going to grow the economy and see an increase in assets for each individual and increase equality. All right, so all right, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all that covers for a universal basic income. I think the key closing statement, though, here on the 3rd argument is really okay. I'm going to try not to be so amused. The state is that great fiction by which everyone tries to live at the expense of everyone else. Well, it could be argued that capitalism would be that, and I am not here to criticize capitalism, but I must say that a universal basic income helps balance out capitalism, and in the end will, instead of eliminating capitalism, would in fact work together with capitalism hand in hand to create more prosperity. I'm going to leave you with that thought. This is Lauren signing off from Twin Soul Tarot. Be sure and like and subscribe. Down below, leave comments and let me know if you think a universal basic income might be the way forward and would signify progress, number 1. And number 2, if you think that a universal basic income might be at least one of our answers to the most pressing problem that we have, which is poverty. Thank you very much again, and y'all have a wonderful day. Love y'all. I'm on your side. All right, bye-bye.